Hi. Hi.
Did you almost fall?
I stubbed my toe.
Oh no.
It's not funny. It is not funny. I can't even lie.
I want to cap for the gram.
Yeah, I'm gonna cap. No, some of us we cap. We don't pop.
Let me take more.
Okay,
Sit. You already bought more than right.
I have a ticket, Baba. I already have a ticket. So I can get another one, bro. Later on. Yeah, we'll just see.
It's currently 15 minutes past 5 in the morning. I read a specific chapter on the 7 spiritual laws of success by Deepak Chopra, the law of detachment, that necessarily spoke on falling in love with the unknown, falling in love with uncertainty, and it resonated with me a lot. To read the chapter, it necessarily speaks on do not conform to a rigid framework, because you will always get tired of the repetitive notions of following a routine. For the longest time, I was afraid of not continuing without a plan, and everyone is romanticizing if you have a plan, you are destined for success. The worst part about it is we want to have that reassurance that our future is on lock. Our future, our goals, and all the things that we plan for is under this specific movement, this specific notion. If I do this and I do this, I'll be okay. And the one thing is that we don't understand the whole nuances of life. We don't understand what life does. We don't understand what life has in store for us. The one thing I really respect about the book is telling me that I am infinite possibility. For a good minute, I didn't know where I was going. For a good minute, I didn't understand what was going to happen to me, especially with the choices that I've made last year. I've made choices that took me out of this rigid framework, that took me out of this position whereby I have a plan. Because right now I don't. By reading the book, it gives you reassurance, even though you don't have a plan, even though you're moving blind. If you have intention, if you have specific things that you want to get done, you will succeed. At a point in time, it gets very worrying, it gets very scary, especially when everyone around you is telling you that, bro, you need to do this in order to get there. The funny fact about life is that, bro, success is not only determined by the school you go, the course that you get to, the things that you have access to. For the longest time, I just learned to believe that if you think of it, and if you change the way you look at yourself, then the things around you change. If you think you're capable of success and now put a specific idea, there's no force that is capable of stopping. I've been studying this philosopher Neville Goddard for the last month or so, where his theory speaks on seeing God and you as the same person, whereby there's a specific verse that speaks on the definition of who God is, and it's I am. So when you are literally defining God and asking who God is, it is I am. And we see God as this creator, this all-powerful being, capable of doing anything. And if he says yes, no one can say no. And in a sense, it gives you this motivation to see yourself as a God and having this God consciousness of doing anything, because you are made within God's image. So that says you are capable of creating anything. And for the longest time, I've started to see myself as a creator. His philosophy gives you a sense of confidence. His philosophy gives you a sense of strength within yourself. It necessarily speaks on imagination, not delusion, but imagination. To imagine all the things that you can be, all the things that you can achieve. And I link it with this book by saying that uncertainty there's a beauty with not knowing, because you get surprised and there's mystery and there's adventure by going blindly, but by going with your goal and allowing to have this blind faith in the way that your life will align with your goals and within yourself. Yes, it may be scary, but you have to have faith within yourself and the power, the higher power that you believe in, whatever it may be, the universe, God, or self. The scary part about it is that when everyone is telling you around that you cannot make it, you have to be your biggest fan. You have to be in a position where if no one thinks I am capable, I have to. And such philosophies do not come easy. Such ways of thinking do not come easy. They come at a cost. They come at a very high cost. Believing in yourself most of the time And it's not even when the motivation dies, what is going to keep you going? And most of the time, we don't ask ourselves these questions. We don't ask, what do I think of myself? We don't ask, what do I want for myself? And sometimes it necessarily shows in the most craziest of positions. Last year, around this time, I was worried about what college or university I'm going to go. This year, I realized that as much as I worry and as much as I fear for my future, as much as I wait for all of these things, there's more to what I can achieve, rather than following this rigid framework of necessarily just going 5 days a week and just doing something that I don't even like anymore. I'm infinite possibility, infinite creativity personified. I am more to what I can achieve. I come from a long line of strong men and women. What is stopping me? Sometimes we don't actually say these things to ourselves and believe that we can do it. And you know, one thing is that we look around in our environment, we look around by the people that are doing things relatively better than us. Then we sleep on it. Don't fall asleep. Don't get lost in the binocular sauce, is what I'd like to say. Don't look at other people, look at yourself. Let it be a competition every day. How can I be better for myself? How can I do more for me? How can I learn to be more me? Narrative we should understand. That's the narrative we should start speaking on, and that's the way we should start thinking of ourselves.